bet your bottom dollar you're going to be making hand over fist money in real estate. Welcome back, everyone, to the Still Talking Podcast. My name is Joe. I am your host, also Joe Still, and I'm never not stop talking. I'm always going to talk, and it's always going to be that way. Today, we have a great podcast planned out for you guys. It's the very important question everybody wants to know in this world, this economy today. It is what the heck is going to happen in 2024, right? We're in the new year, we're in a new set of terms, and I can tell you some things that are almost exactly going to happen. I can predict what will happen after these events, but I'm laying out the facts that were given at hand this previous year into this new one, and let's just get right into it. So the first matter we have to discuss here is the Senate elections at the end of this year, also the presidential elections, right? These two important factors going into 2024 is huge, all right? New president, new set of agenda, new people in Congress, Senate. Everything comes into this one ball. It's who are the people in power and who's making the decisions. And this is all switching this year. Okay, so we need to look at the standard facts, right? There's a new presidential candidate coming into office. Could be Trump, could be anyone. I can't predict it, right? Who can really? I would like to see a newer president hop into the reins here. I would not like to see Biden or Trump. I'd like to stay in the middle. Who is going to be the next president? We don't know. We can't figure that out. Trump's ahead in the polls as we're talking right now, but who knows? We can get Joe Biden again. I think this country needs more stability. I think it needs to bring everyone together a little bit more, and more hugs, less thugs at the end of the day. But this is just one of many things that are happening this next year. Another one is the Federal Reserve is dropping interest rates 6 times coming up this year. So they say. Now, keep in mind, for every point that they go down with, there's about 5 million new buyers that enter into the real estate market. That alone is huge. Right? We've been seeing huge demand, little to nothing in the supply. And so these home prices are going crazy. So now we have to look at it. If this next, in this year of 2024, if we have, home prices be at the record high they are, and more people need places to live, and now that interest rates are coming down, more people are able to get in homes. Maybe not financially due to the home prices being so high, right? Maybe find a house reasonably enough around 300 to 400, 500,000, right? There's going to be more buyers in the market, which means there's going to be a bigger stamp on what's happening with the supply issue. There's going to be a lot more new construction, I can tell you that. You'll see homes go up everywhere, homes where you didn't think homes could go up. Right, you'll probably see it in your local towns. I know, being on with the board and conservation committee, you're seeing a lot of newer projects, new developments be added onto the agendas, and it also means like what's going to happen in prices. So maybe they could jump up 15 to 30%. That's even more what they are now. So that's the only condition I think will happen here is as these more buyers enter the market. I mean, they have to do it right. I mean, we can't drop the rate 6 times and then, each consecutive month and, have a great economy necessarily, but, have home prices jump by 15, 20 something percent, which would be ridiculous because the average home price right now is sitting at like $500,000. So we need to bring the affordability back. And we can drop rates, and it will make a perfect market. And you can bet your bottom dollar getting a house if that situation, decreasing rates, having more buyers come to the market, and increasing the supply. You can bet your bottom dollar you're going to be making hand over fist money in real estate, hand over fist. Even rentals right now, the people need places to rent. So having that supply and being the people that hold that will retain all the money, all the expensive juice that you're going to be getting into this next year. And then the third kind of situation, right? We have to look at what recession is. Negative GDP growth for 2 consecutive quarters, right? Technically, on paper, the U.S. economy was doing that in the previous year, and we're jumping back into that bad zone, right? If rates start coming down, and we see more sanctions on the United States, and we see more conflict going around, we have to look at what's around the corner. What's around the corner? How is a recession going to look like? It's not 2008. It's not the COVID pandemic. but we are due for one. And I would almost say the U.S. government in this past year until the beginning of this year is now holding off, not pressing that button, because they can certainly press that button and we can all go tanking down, right? It's a matter of looking at what's the facts here, right? We have Joe Biden in office currently, and we're looking at a new president, right? No one's agenda is going to switch basing off of the current president. So what I mean by that is no one's going to cause a recession right now. And look, it could happen. No one's going to want the recession right now. They're going to push that off until a new president's in office, maybe into the next year. So I do not see a global recession, even United States recession, into the 2024 year. I think we'll see dives. I think we'll see waterfalls. I think we'll see some jumps. I think it will be a very bumpy road, actually. I'd go on to more to say the beginning of this year, we will see a more profitable beginning quarter one, quarter two. 3 and 4, I would say, would be the more of the negative quarters we'll be experiencing this year. You have next year with the potential of seeing very, very, very bad markets. But who knows? We can't predict that. If the U.S. government does lower these rates and we can see more supply being introduced into the market and we just see a better economy overall healthy, right? And having the money on hand, because the United States has a history of just printing and printing more, I'd say that's the thing we have to avoid in this country is to print less and save more. Increased economic stability into this country. We need more homes. We need more people that can live in homes and have them more affordable. So these are just 3 of the many things that are happening next year, but they're the most important, right? And we have to look at, let's just run back up here with this new presidential election and Senate and everything else going on. We need to say, okay, what as a country is it going to take to bring everyone together and have prosperity, right? Because many people believe that the United States is on a downward spiral. If you look on paper, it's not necessarily that way, but in a public eye and public opinion, you have to look at the facts. And when you show the facts to people who are just so emotional about what's going on in their country, you need to bring both sides of the end of the stick and bring them together and make everyone happy. And with this new president, that's why I feel like we need somebody in the dead middle who's going to bring everyone together, someone who has a great agenda in building this economy back up to what it was. And with that, then you jump down the ladder here. Then you jump down to the rate drops. Okay, if we have a good agenda, what kind of policies are going to allow these rate drops to be good for us and not bad, right? Because we don't want those home prices to go crazy. And even in that case, it's still not bad. So we need something on paper for this to happen. We need those rate drops, truly. We're never going to get back to the 2-3% rates. I think reasonably enough, maybe 4, 5. We can't just keep climbing higher than 6. It's federal interest rate. It's just not going to work that way, right? They're saying 6 rate drops. That could be 2. That could be maybe 1 or 2 every other quarter. And I think reasonably enough, maybe 6 or 8 drops is more than enough. I couldn't tell you what the rate will be. But I can tell you, if those rate drops were to happen, we are going to see some waves, ripples. Some people will get the bad end of it. Some people will get the good out of it. Sellers raise their home prices up to 15% where they already are, all-time highs. That's good news for them. It's bad news for the buyers. So that's what I'm saying. We need to increase supply. We need to bring back in some more jobs, make United States what it used to be. And obviously keeping politics out of it, right? Because the recession is coming. Right, it's whoever's president, whoever is in office. It doesn't matter. A recession is based on what's happening right now, and a recession will happen. I can't tell you when. I can't tell you what time. I can't tell you what date. Michael B over when in the '08 crash, he kind of guessed that one. He saw the facts at hand and he made the trade. He made the short, tripping everything down. And the economy shut off. Right, and that was in 2008. We had the COVID pandemic. That was a weird time. We're living in some weird times. So I can't accurately predict what's going to happen, but I can tell you within the next 5 to 6 years, we will see a recession in this country, which unfortunate enough, that is healthy, right? We need recessions to keep climbing higher. We can't just go up and up and up all day, all along. So you're going to need to experience some of those dark ages in order to get some of those really good golden age period, as we call it. But these things don't happen overnight, essentially. I mean, the president, between what's going on with rate drops, between what's going on with recessions. These things do not happen overnight, and we need to take in fact that, listen, I could be all wrong. I don't want to get political in anything I talk about really on the Still Talking podcast, but we people need to know what's going to happen next year. And to answer this question, what's going to happen next year is a lot. A lot's going to happen. It's going to set us up for the next 10 years in this country. And if you're a young guy like myself and any other watching, this will affect what your life will look like into your 20s, into your 30s. This next couple years, this next 5 years is going to be huge. I think if you're informed enough in this year, you will get you'll get the edge on others who don't and just blatantly ignore everything they're given, right? I think if you're a young guy, start saving your cash. Start saving it. Start doing what you need to do. Live with your parents, Go live in a cardboard box, if that makes sense. Try to accumulate as much money as you can. Buy cryptocurrencies, buy gold, buy commodity valued assets like silver, gold, all these things that will retain its value over time, and you can assure yourself that you'll be okay. Invest in IRA. Why not? Put your money somewhere where in the next 10 years you'll be okay. It's a weird time in this economy. I mean, 2020 was a bad year. It piggybacked right onto 2021, 2022, and 2023 was just a weird year. We had like a run like flat off these past 2 years. I mean, we're only technically 2 years out of the pandemic, technically, right? Everyone could say the COVID pandemic ended in 2021, but we have to look at it, right? If we're in 2 years after pandemic, what's going to happen, right? We could see recession this year. We could see it next. Whatever's going to happen, I'm staying informed. I'm reading the news. I'm reading everything, and you should too. And if you're not, then you may get left behind. So with that being said, we're touching very fine lines here. Hopefully YouTube doesn't take us down, but right, we love all of you. My name is Joe. This is Still Talking Podcast. We'll be on next week, and thanks for tuning in.